Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your reading for May 28th, 2022. Please show me what everyone needs to know, hear, or see. Thank you. For the feminine and for the masculine, please show me what everyone needs to know, hear, or see. Thank you. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Sorry if you can hear a lawnmower. Hopefully you can hear the birds, not the lawnmower. So the shuffle songs. There were two shuffle songs. For the feminine, it was called Bad Habits, and I don't remember who sings it, but someone is, this feminine has a bad habit, or she's singing about talking with strangers. She can't help it. She can't stop. She's not going to stop. Like she says, it's going to happen again. So it sounds like someone who's kind of, I don't know, I got the feeling that someone was addicted to online dating or like chatting with strangers, stuff like that. And the masculine song was called Someone Else. So it really felt like he was discovering that. So I don't know what it is lately about this unfaithful feminine that keeps coming up in the readings, but yeah, that's what it looks like so far. So let's put them both down. And so the masculine has the Nine of Cups and the upright. Victory. Feeling fulfilled, getting his wishes, being very happy. I'm feeling like he finally sees the truth about something. Yeah, and this feminine has the Seven of Swords in the upright. So it's called Esperance, which is hope. She's hoping for something, but she's concealing something. This can be a card about stealing. Maybe she's, what is that called? Someone who's addicted to stealing. It could be that. Or she lives a double life. And it feels like this masculine is or was very happy, but I feel like he's figured her out. And she didn't reveal it, but he's figured it out. But I do feel like he was happy or is happy with her, but she's hidden. She has her heart hidden. In the inspiration, oh yeah, and this popped out like that. The plants in the reverse popped out when I was shuffling the feminine's cards, and when I was shuffling the masculine's cards, the moon came out in the upright, which is called Fidelity. It was in this deck. Yeah, so he's faithful to this person, and he was under an illusion. The other card that came out for him was the World card, so that's a completion. It's also a promotion. So it feels like there are good things happening in this masculine's life, but he was involved or is involved with someone who's very shady, but secrets are about to come out. I don't know what she's hoping for. It feels like she's hoping for understanding. The moon in the reverse can also mean, it's also the moon, the plants. It also means paranoia in the reverse. Like there's a bunch of emotions that are about to come out, that she's about to pour out, but they could be deceptive, like crocodile tears or something like that. So it's just not feeling very solid to me. It also feels like she's letting out these emotions, but she's actually hiding what's in her heart. And I feel her crossing her fingers behind her back. The masculine has the Page of Wands in the upright. So he's knocking on a door. He's bringing a message. but he's looking away from that moon. It's kind of like he's oblivious, really. Like he's walking right past an open secret. He's just kind of tripping along. He's like this good news guy. I mean, Knight of Cups in the upright. I'm actually seeing somebody what they look like. I'm seeing like a really, he's white, but he's big, and he's I just heard neighbor. Maybe it's my neighbor. He does kind of look like, that's kind of what I saw. In the feminine's strength, fears, feeling, she has the Tower in her willpower. Okay, drama is keeping her going, or chaos is keeping her going. She's miserable. This is called misery. So this is trauma. This is like childhood trauma. Something has happened to this feminine. It almost feels like she's screaming for help, or she's showing this masculine all of these signs, like she wants help, but she doesn't even know how to ask for it. She doesn't even know that's what she's doing. Like she's showing all of these red flags to this masculine so he will help her, or I don't know, help her understand herself. But he's like he doesn't run that deep or something. Oh wow. Okay, the masculine has the Tower in the reverse on the feminine's Tower in the upright. Okay, you could be related to this person. This might not be, I just felt like the same family of origin here in some way. I don't know what that means, but you both shared the same imprisonment, but you're acting, or sorry, I should stop saying you're, because I keep feeling like I'm talking to a female. Maybe I am. The feminine is acting out her trauma, and it's coming out to this masculine, but he doesn't understand it. Like I said, he doesn't run that deep. So yours is on the surface, his is buried. His is buried deep, deep, deep. So it's almost like he's religious. He's bringing the good news somewhere over here to the future. It's like he has buried something so deep that you both share. I don't know what that means. Yeah, it's captive within him. It's captive in his willpower. But it's buried for him. It's on the surface for you. You're acting it out. He's displacing it or bypassing it. Whatever this is, whatever this shared trauma is. Yeah, I guess it doesn't have to be family. A trauma that you both shared. The feminine, that's what she's hopeful for. She is concealing what's in her heart. And this could all be subconscious. These all feel very, very deep and powerful and profound. But yeah, she's pouring her emotions out through this deceptive behavior, acting out something from some kind of trauma. In her intuition, she has the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, it's like, it's a fight, it's a disagreement, it's intestinal. It's her gut is in turmoil. Her gut is in turmoil. This is also brilliance. She's hiding her brilliance as well. Because this masculine sees it as loony, as paranoid, as too deep, too emotional. He's on the surface so far. And she's like, whoa, she's like really working things up. Like I always, I'm always picking up rocks and moving them out of the animal's way. And I always wonder, like, what is that? Why do rocks come out? Like you drive by the farmer's fields and there's so many rocks. It's like, what's churning in there? It's like, is it like a rock grinder, you know, like way beneath us? Like I want to understand how the earth works in so many different ways, and that's one of them. But I feel that's what she's doing. She's bringing something to the surface, acting it out. And it's deep, and it's, like I said, it's traumatic, or it was traumatic, it's profound. He can't deal with it. All right, what does he have? Yeah, he has the Hermit in the reverse. Treason. This is a friend. This could be a friend. So far I've got neighbor, I've got friend, I've got family member, or somebody that shared a trauma with you. That Hermit, it feels like you had a fight with this person, and like you're still prickly. This person makes your stomach go wobbly. And I'm speaking about this feminine card, and this masculine, well, they feel like a traitor. They're looking back at that trauma. They feel responsible, but they're swimming on the surface, and they're trying to be the bringer of some kind of good news. But it feels like they're walking right past this feminine's outpouring that she could be hoping that he gets, but it doesn't feel like it. He could be bringing a message to someone else. Like it's like he's walking out of this emotion, this feminine emotion. He's walking out of it and bringing a message of some kind of good news to somebody else. I have no idea. But in his intuition, he feels like he's betraying the feminine. And it feels like the feminine is really put off by this person. Someone could have ghosted someone, or somebody feels ghosted. This masculine might feel ghosted. So in the feminine closure, you have the Two of Swords in the upright. So you're a friend. This is a good friend. So yeah, this was an equal. So you're still in alignment with this person, or the feminine, I should say, is still in alignment with this person, and somehow hopeful. But the feminine's inspiration is to reveal what's hidden in her heart. And it looks like this masculine just kind of, it means messenger, it means good news. But why is he looking the other way? Why is he carrying your message? He's very happy. He has victory in his heart. You're being silent as he carries your message forward. I feel with that Tower in your willpower, the feminine's willpower. Okay, you're breaking his tower while you break your own. You're breaking the tower. You're 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 crumbling something with some kind of revelation that plants in the reverse. Um, you're being a good friend. Your action is doing something that's in alignment with another person, a person you consider a friend or an equal. They are looking away from you again. They have the Page of Swords in the upright, looking back, looking away from this circle. Like, that means the Spy card, but he's looking the other way. He's looking the other way. He's turned away from this friendship. It's like he's going in two different directions. He's got a page and a page. That one's looking that way, that one's looking that way. And there you are in alignment and spilling secrets from your heart. You could be having a revelation in your willpower. You could be spreading revelations. You could be brilliant. But someone might think that you're like cuckoo. But they feel like a traitor. They might have slowed you down. 8 of Wands in the reverse. They might have made you miss something. They might have made you miss a flight, something like that. But it feels like somebody helped you here while somebody else helped you here while this person looked away. They're learning something. They're going back and learning something. The feminine has Temperance in the upright in the near future. Forgiveness. You're forgiving yourself. You're forgiving. You're doing energy work on your own trauma. And it seems to be catching onto this masculine's trauma that he shares with you. You're doing energy work on that. Wow, that's a good idea. Oh, so he doesn't even know. Okay, you're healing this feeling of treason and this fight or this argument between you. Like, it feels like these two energies are not speaking, but you're in alignment with them. They don't know it. You're healing some kind of trauma so they can be happy. So, oh wow, you're hopeful about this. This is Temperance. This is angelic. This is an angelic presence. This isn't just you doing this, but it does uplift this masculine. It's like you're doing energy work on someone and they don't even know it. What does this have to do with the bad habit? I forgot all about that. This feminine bad habit. Something she can't help. Maybe that's what you're healing within yourself. All right, the masculine. He also has Temperance in the upright. Health. Santé. Wow, so much healing that's about to happen. You both could be doing this. And I feel like he's carrying some kind of message. Like your message forward, saying, she healed me. This masculine is spreading the word about this gift. When you healed yourself, you learned how to heal others. You healed your bad habit, feminine. You fought really hard to get into this Two of Swords alignment, friendship. That's funny because I was thinking, who is this person that I'm reading, because it's not me going online, talking to men online. Like, I actually, you know what? I'm going to be a nun until I fulfill my personal goal. It cuts out so much bullshit. I'm not kidding. And it really helps with this energy healing right here. So the feminine has the Ten of Swords in the reverse. She has the advantage. And, sorry, that was my knee cracking. This is relief. This is clear passage. This is at the base of this. This is the coming in the gate. Wow. This is your ship. Like, this is really good. Like, all I can feel here is like leaving the dock. You're leaving the dock. You've been holding your breath, hoping. Really letting, this is called water. So it's really letting this darkness, this trauma go. Wow. You both have angels working for you. Wow, this is really cool. You guys, at the base of this, the masculine has the Queen of Wands in the reverse. This is called obstacles. This could be a feminine energy that is creating a block to this happiness that this masculine feels in his heart. She's also looking right at that traitor. So I feel like they were both somehow involved in this trauma that he had buried, has buried, is releasing with double temperance. Look at that, double tower, double temperance. But you're bringing the tower to the surface. This buried tower, you're bringing it to the surface, and it's going to be exposed so it can heal. And this person, whoever it is, they're going to spread the word. Like, I keep hearing the good news, but I'm not religious, so don't take it that way. But that's kind of how I'm hearing it. Like, this person's like going door to door, telling your like explosive secret, brilliant explosive secret, brilliant explosive healing secret. I also just saw this guy looking at this of two minds, or this friendship, and he's going, like, I saw him look that way and then look that way. Like, he saw it. Okay, I see it. Now I'm going back to tell somebody, or he's going to the past in some way. Like, he could be relearning something as well. All right, let's keep going. Oh, wait. So yeah, so there's a relief when it comes to this block. It almost feels like I felt that leaving the dock behind you. You're on a boat. You're moving away from this block, this blockage. So this feminine is moving away from another feminine. She's stuck at the dock. She's stuck there. She was trying to stop you from going in this ship. She was trying to stop you from really having a grip on something, really understanding something. But it didn't work. You left her behind. And she's involved in that traitor energy. It could be two friends. Or it's a Queen of Wands who's a traitor. It could be one person, it could be one friend, it could be another feminine, but she's in masculine energy. She's not, I don't think that she's him. She could be who he betrayed you with. But he's watching, I forgot about the songs. So let's see. Okay, so there's forgiveness on both sides. It did look like there was an accident in his video, and it did feel like somebody could have died or something weird like that. Like, I wasn't sure what I was watching really. Like, is she alive? Is he alive? Are they ghosts meeting up in this empty house? Or, because then there was a car crash that kind of confirmed what I was thinking. Okay, in the feminine, in the past, she has the Nine of Cups in the reverse. So that's an insincere energy. It's a false dream. It's also blame, fault. She could have been blamed for something, or she blamed this traitor, masculine traitor energy, and feminine blockage energy. They could be to blame for something. They could have blamed her. But this masculine knows the truth now about something in the past, because this feminine energy was a good friend, or is a good friend. That's what her closure is to do something in alignment with someone else, maybe when they're not even looking. But in the past, this feminine might have been insincere in some way here, or falsely blamed someone. Something is being put right friend to friend. This feminine is hopeful about something coming out, something exploding out, some kind of projection or some kind of revelation. Whatever this is, all is being forgiven on both sides. They both have temperance. They're both at peace about this thing that happened to both of them, involved both of them, was traumatizing to both of them. One of them acted it out, one of them suppressed it. One of them feels like a traitor. One of them blames the other. The feminine has put it together. Even Steven. We're both to blame. We're both equal. We're friends. All right. And the masculine is learning the truth about something. The masculine has, I thought that was going to be the same card again. The masculine has the Seven of Cups in the reverse. All right, so he's in reality now. The feminine was being insincere. The masculine was planning marriage. But now he knows the truth. I don't know why he's so happy, though. He did not feel happy in the video. He felt sad, melancholy. But he was happy with this person, obviously. I feel like he's happy that he learned the truth. He's happy he finally knows the truth about something. Because the truth is definitely out. But this guy is like bouncing along. He's bouncing along, but in his intuition, he feels like a traitor. But this feminine's really smart, and she's healing, but he's doing it too. But she's doing some kind of energy work with that thing in her hand. I don't know what that is. And the feminine is sailing. This Queen of Wands was trying to block this healing. And this feminine sailed past her. She's super smart. I don't know. Yeah, this masculine sees the truth. He's looking back. He sees reality instead of an illusion. Ooh. The feminine is mad. She's got the King of Swords in the reverse in her head. What the? So someone thinks they're smart. They think they're smart, but they're not as smart as they thought. It really feels like it's against the masculine. Like she thinks she's smart, but she's not as smart as she thinks, and he waltzes away. I don't know what she's trying to do to him. Blow something up. But spirit or ancestors stepped in. Seriously. On both sides. Stopped this Queen of Wands. Or this feminine. That's her against this Queen of Wands energy. So if this feminine side is on the up and up, this is her fighting back. If she's not on the up and up, if she's like shady and like blowing shit up, then she's interfering. This feminine is interfering with something. I'm not sure. Well, it's got to be good. She's got temperance. She's got forgiveness. Maybe she did this in her past, and she's, like I said, forgiving herself. But it feels like she's trying to interfere with something. She's really mad. At her heart, she's mad at herself. She's mad at herself. Wow. Okay. She's also anti-authority. She does not follow rules. She follows her heart. There's that message again. Not to follow your head. Not to follow the programming. Follow your heart. The masculine has the 7 of coins in the upright. Money. Investment. Time. Patience. Okay, well, one thing I just heard was that he's happy he finally got the proof. He finally saw her in the act or something like that, or caught her in the act, something like that, because she left a trail. She made a mistake. Or this feminine just is saying in her head, I'm wrong. She's wrong about something. Now she knows the truth in her heart. Her head was wrong. She made a mistake. She feels like she made a mistake. But there's forgiveness all around here. This masculine, his investment is paying off in some way. A debt is being repaid to this masculine. I just heard past life. This feminine owes this masculine something from a past life where they wronged him, where they were wrong. Maybe this is a past life within this life. I don't know. Maybe it's an actual past life. But she owed him something, and that's what she's doing. She's repaying him. Like they're wiping out some kind of karmic debt. The feminine has death in the reverse. The masculine has 3 of Swords in the reverse. So he's definitely healing from something, but he has definitely been betrayed, or he was the betrayer. It feels flipped from the songs. Or maybe it went both ways. I was picking that up in a reading the other day. What was that song, Mad Hatters? But there's, again, wrong, doing something wrong, disagreeing, but it's pointing to this Queen of Wands in the reverse. So it kind of feels like this masculine was this traitor with this obstacle woman. This is hidden. It's a secret, but that secret's coming out. So this feminine is following her heart silently. In her head, she's interfering with something, or she's ignoring her head. She's ignoring authority. She's ignoring doctors. She's ignoring therapists. She's ignoring conventional wisdom because her heart is brilliant. She's healing something. The masculine as well. They're both healing this trauma. The feminine has the death card in the reverse. It's called Neant, birth. She didn't die. She has advantage. She has clear sailing. She has a new beginning. She has birth. Wow. Okay, so she's breaking patterns. She's breaking cycles. She's breaking this bad habit. And it just feels like it got exposed and this guy's walking away. He's kind of like there's a place here, or there's an element here of a feminine that can't get a grip on herself, and she can see this masculine's walking away with forgiveness, but she did it. She did it. But he feels like a traitor because he's disagreeing with anyone blocking him. But it does feel like he's healed from this betrayal. And he's happy. And he put in the time. I know this is all over the place. All right, so the feminine has the Four of Cups in the upright. So that's rejection, that's comfort, that's boredom. Someone's bored in captivity here. This is the masculine captivity. And the masculine has the Four of Coins in the reverse. And I'm pretty sure that's called obstacles. He has obstacles, obstacles, and traitor. Ooh. This is also revealing a secret. He revealed a secret to her. He went against his judgment. He went against his better thinking. Yeah, he might have broke her heart too. I just see these three swords pointed at her, and there's a shady friend. He told her something that you might have said, or the feminine might have said when she was mad, but in the end she was a friend. He is now realizing that. Yeah, and back to that reality. He's seeing the reality in a situation where the feminine was blamed, or the feminine blamed. Four of Coins in the reverse. So it's an obstacle. He's turning away from that. It's also letting something go. This is holding on to something. It's also being generous. So he's not being so generous. Maybe with this obstacle. Like I'm just seeing like defiance, like I know who you are now, or something like that. Someone was falsely blamed. I don't know who it was, but someone was falsely blamed. And it feels like this friend in intuition. I feel like you are trying not to share your intuition with this person, because this person turns around and tells this person. But now this person, it's like they're stuck. They're stuck. Or they're going to be stuck because they're not going to have any more communication with you. Like you've lined up something, but you're still being a good friend. That's your closure. Okay, your advice is definitely to put something to rest. Death in the reverse. Something is not going to work. So just focus on your new beginning. I'm also feeling like there was an accident here. And somebody survived because they're a fighter. Like, holy crap. And you have angels. And here's healing and resting and being bored, but being comforted, being like, it's my like blankie card. The masculine, oh, I don't want to go too deep into this, but it just, no, I'm not even going to say that. All right, so let's sum this up. The masculine is making some kind of recovery, some kind of slow recovery, but he's making it, and he's walking away because he has an angel right beside him protecting him from whatever this traumatic thing was, where the feminine was injured. But survived. Holy. And this masculine blames himself for this injury. Okay, I saw that in the video. I saw like people fighting or doing something weird. I couldn't figure out what was going on. It was like all of a sudden, it wasn't that girl, it was another girl, and they were fighting in the car. But in the end, there's friendship and the masculine learning the truth about something. Pulling through something. Blessed. Blessed. Both of you have an angel. There was an accident in your past and somebody blamed themselves, or there was a trauma in your past. The masculine blamed himself. It became a block for him. But now he's figuring it out. He's realizing no one's to blame for anything, for one thing. If someone's acting out, it's because of this trauma. Because they learned some kind of pattern. They learned some kind of, I don't know, to be mean or something even. But there's healing all around here. Okay, I'm repeating myself. The masculine might get money. Something he's been waiting for. This feminine, she might have been trying to stop it. Someone was interfering. The masculine's getting money. The feminine, well, whatever you're thinking, it might be wrong. You have to follow your heart. And this is saying this death in the reverse and this advantage, this ship, like you just squeaked through something because of your strategy. You're interfering with the right things. I don't know what that means. But it's funny because when I was shuffling, I kept thinking the Queen of Swords is going to show up in the reverse, but it's the King of Swords. But this feminine who has this bad habit, she knows it. She knows it. And she is doing something to heal this trauma that caused it. It's time for a new beginning. The masculine, his advice is to disagree with this Queen of Wands in the reverse, this person that's blocking him, keeping him in some kind of, stuck in some kind of traitor energy. But like I said, he's learning the truth, seeing reality. All right, I'm going to stop there. Love you, you guys. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye.